people started abusing us. We started getting messages on WhatsApp. Death threats came in and all that stuff. Honestly, I would like to see Sportwalk as one of the world's most trusted sports marketing, branding, and media agencies. That's the goal.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Sportwalk Insider. As a part of 7 years of Sportwalk, I am bringing you the stories from behind the people at Sportwalk. Today I have with me the director of Sportwalk, Abranil.
I am Abranil Roy. I am the director of Sportwalk and I have been associated with the company for obviously the last 7 years as well. But I have been in touch and working as a part of Sportwalk, I think, for almost 10 years now. So it's been a very, very long journey, but glad we could make it so far.
How did you join Sportwalk?
So I've always had an interest in journalism. I would say I always enjoyed writing about sports. Obviously, consumed a lot of sports growing up. I was working as a freelancer for a lot of different websites like Sportskira, Khel Now, Bridge. Back when I was in school and even in college, obviously. And I was as a part of a lot of football communities as well. If you know, Facebook groups were a big rage back then. So I got in touch with Diwakar through a Facebook group, I think almost 10 years back. Back then, Sportwalk was just a sports blog. So I joined part-time. Obviously, I was in college, I joined part-time and I was writing the articles. Diwakar was editing the creatives. He had a creative team that he was sort of helping helping him out with the designs and the illustrations. So that's how we got started. And obviously then he shifted to Chennai and I came to meet him in Chennai, I think in 2017 as well. We were staying together for, I think, almost a month at that point. We had some small projects that were lined up and we got to do a lot of merchandise projects back at that point. We were working with a lot of different fan clubs as well. Uh, like Arsenal Kerala, Arsenal Chennai, I think Man United Kerala. So basically, all of these fan clubs loved the designs and illustrations that we did on our website, and they wanted similar pieces to be featured on their merchandise as well. So yeah, that's basically how we got started. That's basically how I met Diwakar, and yeah, it's been a long journey since.
So you moved all the way from Kolkata to Chennai. I mean, what's one thing that made you think that, yeah, this is the right thing to do?
I mean, so obviously, like I said, I came to Chennai for the first time in 2017 and I joined full time. So I basically moved from Kolkata to Chennai in 2019 after I graduated from college. I would probably say in between the kind of projects that we did, we obviously did the Rahul Dravid print novel, we did the Chelsea print novel. We were handling digital media for a lot of smaller clients, some fantasy brands. We were working with some turfs and sports cafes in Chennai. So all of that gave me a good understanding that there's a lot of demand in this space, and obviously the work ethic that Devakar had, which obviously has over the years been imbibed into me, I would say to some extent as well. That sort of convinced me that it's a risk worth taking, and so far it has paid off.
I mean, that was the right decision.
Definitely, I would definitely say so.
So Bharat Army has been associated with Sportwalk quite a long time now, and it's your oldest clients. Can you tell me a bit about how were you able to achieve such a big client and what's the journey?
Right. So we got in touch with Bharat Army. It's a sort of a funny story. We got in touch with Bharat Army towards the end of 2018. So back then we had a e-commerce store because we were still attending Comic Cons, producing merchandise, obviously on a much smaller scale. And I had dropped a mail to Rakesh Patel, the founder of Bharat Army, funnily asking if they would be interested in promoting our products on their Instagram. I think back then they had like just 90,000 followers on Instagram and they didn't have a presence on Facebook or Twitter. But I was basically looking for Instagram influencers who could help us promote our products. And we got a mail back from them saying that, hey guys, we really love the work that you're doing, we really love the content that you guys have up, we really love the designs that you guys do. We have some exciting plans for the 2019 Cricket World Cup, which was to be held in England at that point of time. Can we get in touch? So obviously we got in touch. I think Diwakar was in Chennai at that point of time. I think in early 2019 he met Vishal Patel, I think he's currently the CEO of Bharat Army. So we met him, we discussed the scope of the project, and Eventually, we started working with them both on the digital front as well as the merchandise front from our end. So, I mean, I'm sure Divakar has already told the stories of how we ship almost 8,000
Yeah.
kids from Chennai to London and Southampton before the World Cup. But on the digital front, we've been working with them since before the 2019 World Cup. We've got, I would say, around 15x growth on just social media alone for them over the last 5 years with very minimal ad spend. We've done a lot of very interesting campaigns with them. We worked with a lot of brands like Crate, Paytm, Thumbs Up, and obviously we had a great time during the Cricket World Cup last year as well. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey. I'd like to thank both Vishal and Rakesh for trusting us at that point of time. We're just a young startup, but yeah, it's the faith of people like that that helps us grow, and it's been a wonderful journey.
So you have done like a lot of campaigns for Bharat Army and as well for Sportwalk. What's your favorite campaign?
Oof, that's a tough question. I would probably go with the campaign we did in partnership with Fantasy Akhara, Pipip Media, and Virality ahead of the IPL 2022 season. Obviously, Harsha Bhogle was the face of that campaign, but we got into a lot of trouble because of it as well. But it's the kind of thing you learn. So basically, we executed a partnership where we announced the features Fantasy Akhara. They are obviously a fantasy gaming brand. Had ahead of the IPL season. So Harsha Bhogle is obviously both an investor and the brand ambassador of the company, and we planned a campaign with his team where he would come on an Instagram live with someone from our end on one of our channels, Cricket Sport Wow. And the Instagram live would be advertised in a way where obviously Harsha gives his opinion on the upcoming IPL season, what's going to happen, who's going to win the purple cap, orange cap, and all that stuff. And in the middle, we had planned that we would show that while the Instagram live is on, and obviously thousands of people have tuned in, he would be kidnapped. So the lights would go off from his end, and Kunal, who is the host from our end, would be very surprised. There would be a lot of noise from his background. All of that was set up and planned. And yeah, so Kunal would be surprised from our end, and he would be asking, like, what has happened to Harsha sir? Where is he? What has happened? Please tell us. And all of a sudden, Harsha would disappear. Now this would be followed by like complete social media silence from his end, because as you know, Harsha is very active on social media. So he would be silent on social media for the next 3 days, and then right before the IPL campaign would start, we would drop the first ad for Fantasy Akhara, saying that Harsha has basically been kidnapped by Ali Faisal, the Bollywood actor, because Ali is desperate to know how he can win big on fantasy, and Harsha is the best person to give tips. So that was what was planned. But what we did not factor for is the fact that Twitter is a crazy place. Someone had screen recorded the entire Instagram live and it had posted it on Twitter, asking, genuinely concerned, obviously, what has happened to Harsha. And then things spiraled out of control. Like at some point of time, like Bombay police was being tagged under that tweet, asking people to jail us. Some people assumed it was a marketing stunt. Some actually thought that Harsha had some sort of medical issue. Some thought he had actually been kidnapped, and our DMs were flooded. And at one point of time, Hindustan Times, Op India, everyone started picking up, over the next 3-4 hours, what has happened to Harsha, where has he gone? People started abusing us. We started getting messages on WhatsApp. Death threats came in and all that stuff. And eventually, obviously, after one point of time, we realized it's best we clear the air than let this continue.
I mean, like these kind of campaigns create curiosity, but also you need to face a lot
Right.
of the
You need to
backlash.
face a lot of backlash, and I distinctly remember I had a lot of discussions and sort of a fight with Divakar as well, because he was concerned about the negative coverage that we are getting. But I was like, see, this is how social media cycles work. People get outraged, they forget in 2 days. But yeah, it taught us a lot. Obviously, Harsha came out and cleared the air later in the year. Like former cricketers had also reached out to him at that point of time, asking what has happened. But yeah, that's a campaign. We made a lot of splash. Eventually, that campaign actually ended up winning some marketing awards as well for AFAQS. But it taught us a lot, and we
Glad
decided
that you were not arrested though.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I'm very glad of that front as well.
So, like, what are the challenges that you've faced so far? How did you overcome it?
I mean, our challenges are constantly on because we are bootstrapped, obviously. So, I think one of our biggest challenges would be that We have a good set of talent, obviously, who are working with us day in and day out, making sure we have a work-life balance. And by we, I don't just mean Divakar or me, but I mean the rest of the team as well, because we work in sports media and a lot of action obviously happens over the weekend. So it's very important that we have a sustainable work-life balance. We know when to plug in and plug out. Something we are tackling at this point of time, hoping we can tackle it even better down the years.
Where do you see Sportwalk 10 years from now?
Honestly, I would like to see Sportwalk as one of the world's most trusted sports marketing, branding, and media agencies. That's the goal. Obviously, it's a big goal that we're aiming for, but that's the kind of dream we had when we started out. Obviously, we have a lot of other ventures coming up as well in the non-sports domain, which is Lit Idea Labs, which we'll be launching shortly. So we want to see that make a lot of impact as well. But yeah, raise investments, have a bigger team, work with some of the best brands and teams in the world, and establish Sportwalk as one of the most reliable content and design agencies in the globe.
That's amazing. Like, what's one thing that keeps you going?
Honestly, the fact that I can combine my love for sport and my love for travel. Like last year itself, I had the privilege to attend the Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar. That was amazing. We attended both the IPL final and the Cricket World Cup final. Incredible experience. We attended the Asian Hockey Champions Trophy in Chennai itself. That was great. Obviously, over the last few months, we've been involved with the Hyderabad Blackhawks. We have a couple of projects coming up in both the handball and some other sports as well. So yeah, the fact that I get to travel, the fact that we get to produce content, and the fact that we get to that we get paid for it, I think that's a very big privilege, and I love that.
But like on the other side, you moved all the way from Kolkata to Chennai. I mean, staying away from family, is it like tough, or there's something that keeps you going? That yeah,
It is tough. We are definitely, I mean, nothing like home, nothing like mom's food. But I think I would also, I mean, it would also be of note that, I mean, the people I work with in Chennai are very friendly. I try to be as friendly as possible myself as well.
you mean better. Chennai is better.
No, I wouldn't definitely say that Kolkata is Kolkata. Nothing like it, nothing like that. That city's love for sport. But I mean, I think Chennai comes very close. I've seen how much this city enjoys sports. I've seen how much how friendly the people are, how helpful the people have been. So yeah, you miss home, but then you find sort of a second home. But I do try to go back to Kolkata whenever I get a chance. And yeah,
So Chennai
let's
is
see.
home away from home.
Home away from home, definitely.
That's great. So it's been great talking with you and connecting
Thank
with
you.
you on your personal side also. I wish you all the best for your journey at Sportwalk. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Sapna.